All right, let's look at what we have here because with the Apple Vision Pro, we have the situation that it's a new device which has been launched very recently, and yet it already has a couple hundred devices, applications available, which have been custom built for this device. Some say Apple has crossed the 1,000 application mark, which I think would be quite remarkable. Compare that to that's incumbent with the Meta Quest 2, Meta Quest 3, which have been around for a while, probably sold in excess of 30 million units. So they are the established player, and they have probably well over 1,000 applications available. Now, notable absence on the Apple devices, for instance, you don't have Netflix. So you have a couple of very popular consumer applications which have been banned from Apple's App Store due to their policies. They want to have a strong grip on the developer community by telling them, develop for us, but it is and remains a very strong, closed, walled garden. Now, unfortunately for Meta, they're also closed or walled garden, just not as strict as Apple is. And I think ultimately that will be one of the deciding factors in the success of these devices with consumers and with business entities. Where do they develop? What is the open ecosystem? How much is the effort to develop? What is the potential installed base? Because the installed base will matter to attract developers. At the same time, the device here offers more capability. So in terms of sensors, in terms of high fidelity, it's unmatched. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the business part of the industry will be geared toward the Apple device into their walled garden, where you are forced to have Apple devices to actually use this. Not so sure, because not every bank, not every company wants to buy Apple devices. Or will it go more into form factors like Meta or other more open systems? That's to be seen. But I'm quite excited because I think we'll see something which we had in the early 2000s, 2010s with the device wars between the Android, at the time also Microsoft and Apple ecosystem. We know out of those three players, there were also others like Samsung trying to establish their ecosystem. We only have two remaining, which is Android and iOS. The others are nearly irrelevant. So it's going to be interesting to see whether Apple will manage to carve out their part of the market with the Apple Vision Pro. Because I have to say it, the device is beautiful. It has tons of capability. I'm really impressed with the pass-through, I have to say that. But you have to justify the price point, and you need to build the ecosystem. Now, it does leverage the capability of the Apple ecosystem with a ton of developers, and it is basically the same. It's an M2 chip, which they already know. It has the same iOS capabilities like others. So it is easy to port things over to the Apple Vision Pro. But at the same time, this is still the contender, and you need to, yeah, it looks cheap. It is cheap, but hey, 15 times the price difference for just gaming, I think I'd buy this one. All right, stay tuned, and let's see what happens in the next couple months. It's going to be exciting.